The new 2025 M4 CS is here, bridging the gap between the competition and CSL. But does it hit that sweet spot? What's good, guys? Welcome back to Ron's Rise. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Now, this is BMW's all new M4 CS, a model designed to sit above the standard M4 and M4 competition and below the 2022 limited edition CSL. Now, the Bavarian car maker wants to underscore the connection between the M4 CS and an intense emotional driving experience, describing the CS as possessing a distinctive character. However, setting character aside, the CS sounds very familiar in many areas. Like the CSL, it features the same 543 horsepower power plant in the M3 CS. It also incorporates all-wheel drive just like the CSL and prioritizes weight reduction. Its appearance even mirrors that of the CSL. So what really makes it different? Well, just as they did with the CSL, BMW talks a lot about weight savings and track focus for the M4 CS, but if the CSL became anorexic. Now, the CS has chosen to go on something a little bit more sustainable when it comes to diets because the M4 CS features a carbon roof, hood, front splitter, front air intakes, exterior mirror caps, rear diffuser, and a spoiler. Now, it also has light alloy forged in wheels, which can be equipped with track tires or ultra track tires, both as a non-cost option. However, compared to the CSL, you miss out on the non-adjustable backrest carbon bucket seats and carbon fiber trunk lid. With the CS, you also get to keep the rear seats and sound insulation. Now, you do get the M carbon bucket seats that could be spec'd by CSL owners not interested in inflating the bottom line of their chiropractor. Now, the result is the M4 CS shaving 45 pounds, 20 kilograms compared to the M4 competition coupe with X-Drive, where areas the M4 CSL's crash diet loss is a whopping 240 pounds, 106 kilograms. Now, the BMW M4 CS also gets a modest power bump with it sharing the same engine output as the M3 CS, and yes, that's the same as the M4 CSL if anyone is keeping score. Under the hood is the S58 3-liter straight-six turbocharged engine with 543 horses, 550 PS, 405 kilowatts, and 479 pound-feet, 649 newton-meters of torque. That's an increase of 20 horsepower, 20 PS, and 15 kilowatts over the 2025 BMW M4 competition coupe. Granted, that bump in power isn't as impressive as it would have been a year ago, given that the recent 2025 M4's facelift brought with it another 20 horsepower, 20 PS, and 15 kilowatts. Now, essentially, the engine is the same that is found on the standard M4. However, the CS motor gives more boost and associated tuning, resulting in increased power. On the road, that translates from a 0 to 60 mile per hour or 0 to 100 kilometer time in 3.4 seconds and an electronically limited top speed of 188 miles per hour, 302 kilometers. Now, you get active exhaust too, with the note changing according to which drive mode you select. You can also wake the dead with Sport or Sport Plus modes to open up the flaps, letting the dual branch exhaust system and titanium rear silencer really sing. Now, while this is an X-Drive, aka BMW's all-wheel drive system, the Bavarian company, famed for its rear drive chassis, goes to great lengths to emphasize how this is still a rear bias setup. As with the other X-Drive M cars, you can choose to decouple the front drive wheels altogether for some drifty antics, although you'll probably get the fastest times out of the M4 CS by taking advantage of the electronic all-wheel drive control that sends power to the wheels that need it most. Now, all of that power is handled by an 8-speed automatic transmission. No manual options here. You do get a button on the gear selector that lets you choose from one of 3 different shift characteristics, presumably ranging from comfort to bucking bronco. Speaking of stiff shifts, there's also unique engine mounts that have been stiffened to provide a rigid connection between the engine and the vehicle's structure. That sounds like a way of introducing more NVH into the cabin. Now, it probably feels better with the M4 CS's exclusive chassis tuning, and on the electronic wizardry side of things, well, the adaptive M suspension has a setup specific to the M4 CS, as do the electromechanical M Servotronic steering with variable ratio and the integrated braking system. Those good old physical parameters have been tweaked with CS-specific wheel camber settings, dampers, auxiliary springs, and anti-roll bars. Now, it's hard to stop drawing similarities between the new M4 CS and the limited to 1000 BMW CSL, but they keep presenting themselves, particularly when you look at one of the diverse elements of the car's design. That's the grille. Yeah, the nostril-like design was here to stay, and BMW seems to have carried it over to the most distinctive part of the CSL to the CS. The weight-saving grille is lighter because it features fewer elements, of course, but there is one change. There's an M4 CS badge on the left snout. Meanwhile, within the hood, you get channels showcasing some exposed carbon fiber goodness. Also left unpainted are many of the CFRP bits, including the roof. Combined with black side skirts, grills, and exhaust tips, you effectively get a contrasting two-tone-ish exterior with wheels that can be also had in matte black, or if you want to change things up, matte gold bronze. Now, meanwhile, the headlight elements, formerly known as the company's iconic halos, are now some kind of upside-down L-shaped boomerang things that light up in yellow as tribute to the GT race cars. At the rear, the same trippy LED laser diode lights make their return. Now, the interior sticks with BMW's curved display setup, 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, and a 14.9-inch infotainment screen positioned in the center of the dashboard. Like the rest of the range, that was updated for 2025 Mai. The M4 CS runs BMW's iDrive 8.5, but with M-specific graphics. Also of note is that the iDrive 8.5 cuts down on the number of physical buttons in the cockpit, integrating more functionality into the touchscreens. Now, there are also gimmicky drift analyzer and lap timers, and at the same time, the M buttons on the steering wheel can store individual setups, including the gearbox settings, DSC, and perhaps the most useful in a day-to-day capacity, whether you want automatic start-stop to be active. Now, elsewhere in the interior, you'll find plenty of CS lettering, as well as seat belts with M tricolor stitching, interior trim strips in carbon fiber, and anthracite colored headliner. Now, these aforementioned M carbon bucket seats are finished in merino leather and black and red color scheme with distinctive contrasted stitching. They get full power adjustability, seat heating, and illuminated M4CS logos in the headrest. Now, the 2025 M4CS will go in production at BMW's plant in July 2024, while it will make its public debut in a few days, May 10th, at both IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship race at Laguna Seca here in the US, and in Europe at the 6 Hours of Spa World Endurance Car Race. Now, the order books will open at the end of this month, and the base MSRP starts at $123,500 plus the $1,175 destination and handling. So, with that said, what do you guys think? Does it warrant an extra $35,000 plus premium over the regular competition coupe? Drop those comments down below. And if you guys did enjoy the video today, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, but click the notification bell so you don't miss one video. And we will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.